As the state Supreme Court held its fifth hearing on the historic Leandro case in the past 30 years, advocates for education and civil rights rallied outside on Capitol Square. That's where WRAL Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie joins us live with what they're asking for. Laura.
It's pretty quiet right here. Of course, they're just cleaning up. But just an hour ago, hundreds of people were here on the south side of Capitol Square, hoping that their message would get through across the street to the state's highest court, which is, I think, still hearing this case. Advocates and supporters say they are tired of waiting for the state to make good on its duties to public education. Ever since the Supreme Court, there we go. Ever since the Supreme Court ruled in the 1990s that the state was constitutionally required to fully fund a sound basic education for every student, lawmakers in both political parties have challenged the ruling and court and have never fully funded it. In 2022, Democrats on the state Supreme Court ruled that the judgment applies to every county in the state, not just the handful of counties that initially sued. When Republicans took the majority on the court this year, they agreed to reconsider that decision, a very unusual move. Attorneys for Republican lawmakers say the Leandro ruling should apply only to the counties in the original case. Outside, advocates called on the court and lawmakers to stop stalling and provide adequate funding for all counties now. Medallo Bean is an 8th grader from Wayne County.
With the money that Wayne County could receive, my school could have done so much. Maybe we could have gotten rid of the mice in my 7th grade math teacher's classroom.
Hell no, we won't go until they...
Advocates say they're concerned the Republican majority on the court could go further in its ruling to undermine the original decision that the state is required to fully fund education. We'll have highlights from inside the courtroom coming up for you at 4. Renee?
Laura Leslie, live in Raleigh. Laura, thank you. Today, Governor Roy Cooper issued the following statement as the North Carolina Supreme Court hears arguments in the Leandro case. It reads, in part, public school children are at the most important crossroads in our history. Will our Supreme Court be courageous enough to protect those children, or will it once again protect the power of the politicians? Our WRAL documentary team has done a lot of work on the Leandro case over the years. You can watch the full documentary, Leandro, the case for a basic sound education. It's on WRAL.com. Just search documentary.